Hey everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts, and thanks for joining me for another Fun Fold Friday. Today we are making a triple strips Z-fold card. So there's kind of 3 strips of cardstock and designer series paper. And this one, the adventure continues, and on the back it's an anniversary. It could be retirement card as well. So I thought it was really fun. It stands up nice. It's got a nice big, panel in the front, and you don't need to do this at the back. You can just put a layer there or just write directly on it. So for this one, I use the beautiful Scenic Coast Designer Series paper, and I'm sure you've seen this tons of times, but it's really just all these beautiful patterns of like sunsets, and they have this kind of glossy iridescent look on the bottom. So that's the paper. And then I use the Sunset Coast for the sentiments and the sailboats and the water. And the dies I used were from the Sweet Words and Labels dies. This is a great die set, and I used the in the back, I use the very largest one for the blue, and this is Blueberry Bushel. And then I use this next one for the white. For the front, I use this one and then the next smaller one, I believe. Or maybe I use the largest 2 for the back, and then the next ones down for the front. But these are great dies, and I've been using them a lot lately. These are great here. I like this one. It has little hearts and stuff, so this is a nice die set. So this is the Sweet Words and Labels. This is, I call it the Winnie the Pooh set. It's part of that suite. All right, so, and then I just added some of these Sunset Sparkle sequins. So I thought they were fun. But, we're going to use completely different paper today, and we're going to make a birthday card, and we are going to use this sparkle paper. I think it's really pretty. It's the Splash of Sparkles, and it's got all kinds of gold and silver, and, it's kind of like all different kind of weird patterns. But I thought it would be good. You can use parts and pieces of it however you want, and you can have fun with it. All right, so we're going to actually use this, and then I already die cut some balloons out of this one. It's this one. It's the other side, and I think this is a really pretty pink. So I decided to die cut balloons, but we'll get to that. So we're going to keep this one out, and then I'm going to use the balloon festoon stamp set and the dies. So I use these dies to die cut the balloons. And we have our cardstock. I don't know why this is a little dirty. Let me get another piece of this. Okay, I think I laid that cardstock on some stamps that were inked, so not a good idea. So let's get started with this card. And I did find this Robbie Susan Chandler. That's where I got the instructions. I don't know if she designed it from scratch or what, but that's who I found on Pinterest, and I got the instructions from her. So I thought we would do the strips from this paper. You can use, I used a piece of this designer series paper, and I just cut it and kept everything in order. This is a different sheet, but I really cut it in strips and kept it all in order. You can use 3 different patterns. You don't have to use the same ones, but if you are using the same ones, I kind of would keep them in order. The one that I saw Robbie make, she had 3 different patterns here. So make it however you want. I thought I would do like the pinks and the purples in here because I'm going to go with Bubble Bath, and I thought that would be good. So we're going to start out. You need, well, let me do the card base first. So the card base, you're going to have 2 of these. You're going to have, I have the white and I have the Blueberry Bushel. So the white one is 7 1/4, yeah, by 5 1/2. Okay, so we're going to score it at 1.5 on the 7 1/4 side. We're going to go to 1.5, and you'll have all of these instructions, measurements, and everything in the project sheet below the video. If you click on, if you go to the description and click on more, we'll have all of that there for you. So if you want to just watch this to get the idea, and then go back and get the PDF that has the all the instructions, then you know you don't have to worry about writing everything down. This one is 7 1/4 also, but 4.5, and this is going to be scored in the same place, 1.5. Make sure I'm in here. My grandkids were playing around with my camera stand, and I had to redo it. The time they come here, there's something a little bit different. I found my granddaughter came, she's 3, and she had a little pocketbook, and she had bottles of my embossing powder that she took out of my drawer. And I was like, what do you have in there? But luckily she didn't open it. But before we put this away, we want to cut this into 3 different strips, and that's going to be this blue. We're going to do it in pink, but we are going to cut into 1.5 inch strips. So you should be able to get 3 of them out of this if you measured and cut right. So 1, and then 1.5, 2, and 3. My granddaughters, they love to just come up here and play, and they know what they're allowed to use, like old markers and you know, some of my papers. And then if I'm here, I will help them with things, but they're not allowed to just come up here. It's a whole, I have a loft in my place, and that's my craft area. So I'm just going to burnish these on all the score lines, and I'm going to do both sides so it opens nicely. There's a little ridge there. So we'll just go through. So again, this is Bubble Bath, and it just kind of helps you break the fibers when you burnish it on both sides, so it really kind of folds and is more floppy. Is that a technical term? Floppy. And we're going to do the same thing with the big white piece, and I use thick white cardstock for that, our thick white basic cardstock. All right, and then we'll just do this one, and take your time with this this next step. When you put the pieces together, you just want to make sure that it works the right way. It's a little bit, not that it's tricky, but you just want to make sure you, before you glue anything down, that you have everything going the right way. So this is going to be like this, and then these are going to be the opposite. So the small end is here, and it didn't work. Something's wrong here. Let me make sure. This is 5, 7, and oh, this is supposed to be 7 1/4. This right here, 7 1/4. I have 7.5. I don't know what I said when I cut it. It's 7 1/4. So I'll have that right in the instructions, but 7, and we want to cut this end off because these are already scored. So I'm going to go to 7 1/4. Just that little bit off, and it, you know, it'll change the whole card. So let's try this again. We're going to have it folded this way, and then this will sit right there perfectly. So it's going to go right up along the edge, the corner, and we're going to put these down one at a time. And I'm going to actually fold it this way because I feel like there's a little ridge over there. And we're just going to get some glue, and you can kind of eyeball it. You don't want to go out too far, but we want to be in this amount of space. So we just want to put some glue. Let me get, I have a new glue here. right? So of course the new glues are very, they come out fast. So we want to make sure this is right up along the edge, the corner. I got a little glue there. Okay, and then we're going to glue on this side. And this one you can, whoa, yeah, it's coming out fast. Fast and furious here. So we're going to put this down right on this edge and make sure it's right on the corner. Okay, and I would do the top first and then the bottom, and then you'll be able to judge where you want the middle. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just put a little glue right along here, and we're going to go to the bottom edge right on the corner. And it's nice for this to use the liquid glue. It lets you just get it set right. And then this one, just make sure you've got the right side. So we want to do this inside part. Just like this. I should probably have my silicone mat. I always forget to get that. Okay, coming along good. And then this one is going to be right in here. So you want to space it between, and that's why I think it's smart to get the top and the bottom done first. So we'll just put some glue here and go along the edge and just try to get it so this white space is about the same. That looks pretty good. And then we'll put some here. And the same thing, we want to make sure it's, and it might straighten it out a little bit when you close it, get it in place. Okay, so that is your basic card, and now you can decorate it however you want. So for this one I did all the little sailboats and stuff. So let's use this paper and get our strips and see how it works out. You know, I didn't do it yet, so we have to see. So we are going to put 4 by 1 1/4 inch strips. So 4 by 1 1/4, 3 strips, and these are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So I'm going to cut this 4 and then 1 1/4, so 5 1/4. And then we'll cut it into our strips. Okay, so 5 1/4, and I'm going to kind of cut this up, so I'm not really concerned about whether I waste or not. So I want to do this purple. I'm going to cut the purple. Okay, and then I'm going to do 1 1/4. And then 1 1/4, and then 1 1/4. So I am going into the orange, which that's okay. All right, and then we're going to cut these all in 4, and I am going to keep them in order. I mean, it's pretty easy. So 4 and then the 1 1/4. I hope this works. You never know. And then 4, and that leaves this piece as 1 1/4. All right, so let's put these over here. Get rid of this. And we're going to just put these on. This is the orange. This was at the bottom. And this, like this. And then we're going to have this balloon here with the happy birthday. We could do that. Let's see what we want to do with that. So let's just use a little bit of glue and put these down. Just so there's a border all around. And again, you can use whatever pattern paper you want. You could even do emboss layers if you wanted to have, you know, a different color cardstock that you emboss with an embossing folder. I just thought this paper is really fun and festive. And this would be a pretty kind of feminine birthday card, I think. A girl, a little girl. So these you want to line up. You want to kind of make sure that they look like they're about the same height as those. And then this one. And this glue is strong, so I know I'm putting a lot on because it's new glue and it's just kind of pouring out a little bit, but you don't need much. Nothing's gonna fall off, that's for sure. Okay. Cute. So what I was going to do was stamp this with the happy birthday. I think I will in Highland Heather. So that's this color, I believe. You could do a gorgeous grape. And I thought we would kind of put it at an angle. A little doodad there. And then there's this other, you could do these kind of streamers, or I'm going to do this. There's stars, there's little dots and big dots. So I thought we would do this kind of confetti just around. Just to jazz it up a little bit. Maybe I should have done it in a different color. It's kind of loses the happy birthday, but I think it's okay. And then when you put this on, you want to just be aware of where you're putting your glue, your adhesive. So I have it a little crooked. You could have it straight up and down. And I'm just going to put some on the top, some across the middle, and some on the very bottom. It's an easy card though. And you know, it's fun. It's something different. It's nice to do different. And I'm just going to go right across the middle and hope it's in the right place here. A little oozing out here. Okay. And then for the back, I did the same thing, only I did the bigger one. And I thought we would do Time to Celebrate. Sorry. I guess you could use that one. And this one I think I'll do straight up and down. Time to Celebrate, or Let's Celebrate. And maybe we'll just do a little bit of this here and here. Okay, I got a little thing there, but I think we'll write on it, so that'll be okay. And let's just glue this down to the back, and then we'll find some kind of bling to put on it. So this one has silver, and this, and I just want to put a little dab here. Come on, stay down. Sometimes it takes a second to go down. And then we'll put this on the back. And again, you can just put, you know, a piece of cardstock back here if you didn't want to do something different. And if you wanted to put stuff in here, you could as well. Just continue this on. But let's see what we have. I wanted something gold, so there's these flower accents. And I think I might just do the tiny ones. So we'll put one here. Maybe I'll do big and little. Let's see. They're cute. And I thought, you know, it'd be good for the gold. For the gold. Okay. So these are triple strip Z-fold cards. I gotta go look at the cheat sheet to confirm. So the adventure continues. Happy anniversary. And then happy birthday. Let's celebrate. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. Let's see what we have for next week. Next week, we're making the faux tile technique. And this is a pretty cool technique. So come back next Friday. And if you want, this is my inspiration calendar that I send to anyone who subscribes to my email list. And if you want to do that, you can subscribe. And you'll get this each month along with my weekly newsletter and any classes that I'm doing or updates from Stamping Up. And every Friday I do a video, and the other ones you can find on my blog. All right, so you have a good week, and I will see you next Friday.